guys, I'm going over the mini lesson from 12/7 2015. This is the first problem on the mini lesson. Still talking about trig identities. Remember, you got to remember order of operations. You have to multiply before you can add. So I need to multiply sine times tangent. So I bring down my sine. Remember, never change sine or cosine. So that's going to be sine over 1 times tangent, which is sine over cosine. Okay, I'm multiplying here, so I want to see, does anything cross out on top and bottom? So I don't have any like terms on top and bottom, so I need to go straight across. So sine times sine gives me sine squared, and then 1 times cosine gives me cosine. Now I can bring down the plus sign from the middle, bring down the cosine, that's going to give me cosine over 1. Now I'm adding and subtracting, so I want to see if my bottoms match. They don't right here, so I need to cross multiply. So cosine times cosine gives me a cosine squared. 1 times sine squared gives me a sine squared, all over bottom times bottom. So 1 times cosine is cosine. Now I want to look at my identities. Cosine squared plus sine squared, that equals 1. Now I can bring down the cosine from the bottom. Now I can look at my secant function on the other side, which is 1 over cosine. Now both terms match. Okay, so I'm done with that problem. All right, give me one quick second while I set up the next problem for you. Okay, so we have sine squared over cosine equals secant minus cosine. Okay, remember, we don't ever want to change sine and cosine. I know sine squared on your identity sheet is 1 minus cosine squared, but that doesn't help us out with the left side. So I'm just going to do the right side of my equation. Okay, so secant is 1 over cosine. Bring down the sign from the middle, the minus sign. Cosine, remember, we never change sine or cosine, so that is just cosine over 1. Now I'm subtracting, so it's the same properties as adding. My bottoms don't match, so I need to cross multiply. So I have 1 times 1 is 1. Bring down the minus sign. Cosine times cosine is cosine squared. All over bottom times bottom, so cosine times 1 is cosine. Now look on the identity sheet. 1 minus cosine squared, that is actually sine squared all over cosine, which is what we needed to get originally. Okay, excellente. Give me one quick second, and let me get this next question. Okay, we have cotangent times sine equals cosine cubed plus cosine times sine squared. So I'm going to work out this left side right here. It wouldn't matter what side you did first. I'm just picking the left side because it was the closest to me. Okay, so cotangent is cosine over sine times sine, which is sine over 1. Now I'm multiplying, so I have like terms on top and bottom, so I can cross those out. That gives me cosine over 1, which we know the 1 is understood, so I'm just going to leave it as cosine. Now I'm going to work out this right side. If you're trying to multiply this before you add, okay, cosine times sine squared, you're going to end up with the exact same thing. Cosine times sine squared, or cosine times 1 minus cosine squared, and you're going to get very confused. Okay, So this is the easiest way to do it. Since you have cosines, excuse me. Since you have cosines in both of these terms, let's pull a cosine out. So I'm going to pull a cosine out. In this first term, I had 3 cosines, but I pulled 1 out to the front. So now I only have 2 cosines left inside the parentheses. Bring down the sign from the middle. Now I have 1 cosine with the sine squared, but I brought it out to the front by dividing. So I only have, so this cosine isn't going to be there, so I only have sine squared left. Okay? And now I have cosine, and then cosine squared plus sine squared on your identity sheet, that equals 1. So cosine times 1 equals cosine, and now both sides match. Okay? All right, that was it for Monday, 12/7 of 2015. Thank you.